The Bank of Ghana has held its monetary policy rates at 30%, so no change since what we saw in July. That is keeping things right where they are. They're going to be reviewing inflation and a number of other metrics, and we'll see how things keep going in the nation of the Black Stars. All right, according to data from the PILA, Nigerian women occupy just 9% of CEO positions in the insurance industry. Professional Insurance Ladies Association says this figure is very low, and they believe bottlenecks bordering on gender inequality must be removed for women for professionals in the industry to make reasonable impact and growth of the industry. There's also the matter of insurance penetration. With respect to insurance penetration across the African continent, the figures are low. Just 2.78% across the continent, well below the global average of 7.23%. South Africa accounts for almost 70% of all premiums across the continent. Nigeria's penetration well under 1%. Joining us to discuss further, Fotunate Anozie. He's the co-founder and CEO of Unyte Africa. And I like the way you guys spell it, UNYTE. You're very welcome. So look, there's apparently a festival going on, what, tomorrow? And
Dive In.
Tell us about Dive In.
Yeah, so Dive In Festival really just focuses on diversity, right?
In insurance?
Yeah, in insurance, right?
Okay.
It's majorly on how diversity can actually improve the insurance industry, right? And I see the stats you're showing about.
Oh yeah, we
I
love
see the
stats.
stats about women you're showing, right?
Yeah,
it's scary, but to be honest, I actually don't know any female insurance CEO.
Really?
Or insurtech CEO. No.
So it could be lower than 9%?
It could actually be lower.
Gosh.
Right? But for this case, right, when we're talking about diversity, we're looking at what varies humans, right, the human race. So it's not just about gender. We're like, okay, what could make different human beings different? It could be age, it could be gender, it could be finances, it could be religion. So that's what the festival actually talks about, right? They've had a session that really focused on women, right? But in this case, it's not exactly focusing on women. It's more of, okay, the workplace culture. How diverse is your office, right? Walking into Arise today, I noticed different age groups, right? Different women, there were guys. I could tell that some people were Muslim, right? So that's what we're saying.
By the way, robots are going to take over everything. Next time you come in here, it will be all machines. We don't keep going.
It will be fun talking to you if you're a robot.
I know, right? That's the thing. We got to fight back on AI. So how do you think we can improve with what the festival is going to be discussing, this Dive-In Festival, tomorrow and beyond? How do you improve diversity in the insurance sector? Is it you want companies to hire more or more young people to go say, I want to go and be in the insurance industry? Is it two sides to a coin? How does that supposed to work out?
So if I'm talking from my perspective, right, first of all, the insurance industry in Nigeria today, it's boring. It's scary. It's not attractive, right? Yeah. You walk up to someone, you tell the person you're in the insurance industry, they just look at you like,
yeah, you're about to sell something to them.
Yeah. It's like they look at your shoes straight. So I think for most insurance companies today, they're doing well actually in terms of trying to be diverse because they've seen how fintechs are going today with young people doing a lot of crazy stuff in the fintech industry. So they're more open to it, right? You see, I was talking to a guy at a top insurance industry, and then he goes, we don't even like employing people that studied insurance.
Ah, okay.
Right? Because they know that the whole insurance sector is teaching you a certain way, right? But then you come into, like, for instance, I didn't study insurance. I actually did petroleum engineering.
How about that?
I'm a core IT guy, right?
Yeah.
Right, so it's more like, I see it, and half of my team, right, I think just 1-2 people are actually core insurance people because you do need them, right? But creating products that are actually useful to Nigerians today, it's not about the insurance itself. It's about the Nigerian need. What does a woman need? That insurance can solve? What does that tech guy need that insurance can solve? What does the Muslim guy, what is his own opinion on insurance, right? You know, they have the takaful insurance.
Right.
So those are the things we look at. So as a young person, 13 years old, he's thinking Apple Music, he can pay for it, right? Or he can force his mom to pay. So what kind of products do you want to give him? Maybe device insurance, stuff like that. So that's why you need that diversity. So the ideas that have come to me, and then I threw it to the insurance guys, and they're like, no, you need to pass this through NICOM. But then after a while, you then come from the problem side. Like, there is a good number of people that are more attracted to these products than you think, right? So for us at Unyte, diversity is just ridiculous. We even have some departments that really don't have women, but then there are some departments that are just women, right? On our IT side, they're young, right? When we have interviews and then we see, we don't have any IT guy that is above 25.
How about that? Okay, well, good.
Right. So you see where the diversity comes in, right? So I can wake up in the morning and call any of the IT guys knowing that he's not asleep, he's not with his wife, or stuff like that, right? Right. They can innovate on the go.
Yeah.
Right. So that's pretty much.
How do we improve this insurance penetration issue? Because it is look, there was some breaking news this morning. Okay. We took it on the morning show. There was a fire at the Supreme Court. One of the offices. The first thing I thought about was insurance. I mean, maybe because I do business, but I mean, of course, I've been thinking about safety, hope no lives were lost and everything. But I was like, do they have insurance? How quickly are they going to fix these buildings that were burned down? What's it going to cost, and so on and so forth? How do we improve insurance penetration in Nigeria, Africa, and so on?
Yeah, so you see this conversation, right? It's a scary one, because when you itemize the things that need to be done for it to improve, it's a whole lot, right?
Yeah.
So what I feel is like most insurtechs come in today and then they take the problems a step at a time. So for Unyte, from the name, right? We believe in community insurance. Like when we tell you we can offer you a 500 naira product that gives you access to over 200,000, the first thing you go is a scam.
Right.
But then when I tell you that I'm paying, you're paying, if 100 people pay, right, doesn't mean 100 people will come back for it. So one person can take that product. So I can say, the fact that I'm paying doesn't mean that I'll use it this month, but I'm paying because somebody out there might need that health coverage. So it's the combined effort that everybody has actually paid for that product that will be able to enable that person actually get the insurance, right? So that's how we at Unyte want to look at it. Like, so we've been partnering with banks because these banks already have users, like schools, existing organizations that have a good number of people but are not adopting insurance. So what we do is we need to include insurance in their everyday lives. Right?
Okay.
So you open your bank app today, imagine the first thing you see is, what if your phone fell down today?
Right.
You see that every Thursdays. Before you know, you think about device insurance. Unfortunately, your phone falls down one day and then you see that notification when you're trying to pay. Right. So those are the kind of ways that we can improve it, right? So that's Unyte's way. But then I see a lot of insurtechs, they have different methods they want to go through. Some come, they say they want to provide financing, make it more affordable. Some say they have, so just there's different methods, right? There's the bias, right? You tell somebody, what if this happens? They go, God forbid, straight.
Right.
So there's also the educational way.
Yeah.
So there's the educational way. But for us, it's focusing on IT, connecting everybody to insurance so that on the go you can get it.
So just a minute ago, what do you hope to accomplish once the festival is over? What's coming out of the festival?
So I really hope that a lot of insurance leaders can actually tune in, because you really can't preach what you don't know. And I really don't know it all, so there will be other exciting individuals there, right? Like Richard from MicroInsure, Adebanjo from MyCover AI. So I want to believe that after the show, we should have some sort of insights onto how we can actually improve insurance by exploring diversity in certain areas. And then there's going to be a talk, right? So I want opinions from other people. So other people can come and say, oh no, this is why we don't want young people. But at the end of the day, by the show's rounding up, we want to know that there's somewhere in the insurance sector that people now know that, okay, that young guy should actually be in insurance, that girl should be in insurance, that IT actually has a good role, right? Just let's think more than the corporates. Gotcha.
Okay, I can squeeze one more question of you. There's a new administration in power now.
Politics.
No, I'm not going to do that to you.
You're doing it.
I know, but are you optimistic that insurance will grow over the next 4 years under this new administration? That will be a priority for them?
Well,
it's an easy question.
It's not. It's not. If I had my way, I'll run out of this. But if I'm being honest, there are some biases with this government, right, in terms of how they would carry out. But so far, so good. I would say that the existing structures that are today are set up such that insurance can only do better. So it would take a whole lot for this government to destroy that. So I only see room for improvement.
Hey, look, there's a long way to go. We got to have you back in the future as things, shift and shape themselves in the insurance market. It's a big market, lots of potential, and you guys are doing some good work there. So have a great festival, and we'll have you back in the future to talk more about insurance. Fortunately, Anozie, who is the co-founder, CEO of Unyte Africa, thank you so much for joining us. Appreciate your time.
It's a pleasure.